Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about my grammar school growing up. uh, First of all, in our town we had four schools, three public schools and one Catholic school. And the Catholic school was small. We only had four classrooms for 8 grades. So there was first and second in one room. And they had about 70 kids. So there was about 35 in each grade. And then it got smaller as it went up. And when in the 8th grade, we had about 24 or 25 kids, and Jimmy's class had about the same. So maybe 50 kids in the 7th and 8th grade. And anyway, that's how the school was set up. So you went to school and you learned in the 7th grade, they go over stuff and they'd say, okay, study for a while, study this, that, and the other thing, read about it. And then the teacher would focus on the 8th grade. And then they come back to the 7th grade and the 8th grade. And the nice thing about that was you really got to see what the work was in the 8th grade when you were in the 7th. And you also got to see people that you knew, I'm as smart as that guy, I'm as smart as that guy, I'm smarter than that guy. You saw how they did. So it gave you a sense of, I can do okay, I'm all right, I'm gonna do okay here. And anyway, that was the academic side of things. Now, on the other side, it turned out, when I look back, I was really kind of a workaholic. I was a workaholic most of my life. But when I was in grammar school, right, I had a paper route, 100 papers. 100 papers took a long time to deliver, especially like Thursday when the paper's really big, all the ads and everything else in Thursday. And we required a couple more stops at home, to pick up papers. Anyway, so I delivered papers in the morning, 100 papers. And I had to get up really early, like 5:30 in the morning to get out and deliver the papers. Then, okay, I'd come home, eat something, get changed, go to school. I had to go to school early because I was a crossing guard. So I had to cross the kids, coming in to school, walking them across the street, et cetera. And now, in the 8th grade, I was not only, and I was an altar boy. So every once in a while I'd serve Mass in the morning on a school day, but then I'd also do a wedding or maybe a funeral on a Saturday, and on Sunday I'd always serve Mass. So there was something going on all the time there. And then, besides that, our janitor developed cancer, and a cancer in his leg or something like that. And anyway, they asked me, Louis Froelich, and Lenny Martin, three of us, if we could take over the custodian job. And they would bring somebody in on a weekend to do a thorough cleaning, but we would basically be responsible for the school during the week. And the way we had it set up was 2 of us would work every day. So in 1 week you'd work 3 days, and the next week you'd work 2 days after school. And after school, you cleaned the rooms, you took out the garbage, you did the hallways, you did, windowsills and blackboards and all that stuff. So that was another. And then I also played 3 sports while I was in school. So, and in addition, I delivered the papers, but on Saturday I had to collect too. So I had to deliver the papers in the morning and then come back later on and collect. And that took till about noontime to do that. So very busy, and I just got into a flow of being very, very busy and no time to contemplate things. I just had to say yes or no to something. Bang, get on with it. And I think, now this is me thinking, okay, I think that when I went to high school, a lot of that stopped. A lot of that regimentation, bang, 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 be here, boom, boom, boom. A lot of that regimentation stopped. I stopped delivering the papers. I wasn't obviously cleaning the school, etc. And I just went to school. And I wasn't crossing guard or anything like that, altar boy, etc. And all of a sudden, I had plenty of time on my hands. Plenty of time for a freshman in high school is a formula for trouble for me anyway. And that's how I got in trouble. I really had too much time on my hands. And I got into stupid stuff and I got into trouble. So that's my excuse for why I was asked to, I wasn't asked to leave. I really wasn't asked to leave. I was told by Brother Jim, we were sitting there at the end of the school year, and he said, we're sitting at a bench at a baseball game. And he says, what are your plans for next year, Duff? And I go, I didn't change any plans. I guess I'll be back. And he said, I think that over. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, don't ever say I said this, but there'll be an administrative screw up next year when you come back to school, and there won't be a place for you. And you'll have to go to Passaic Valley. Now, if you're okay with going to Passaic Valley, then fine. If you want to make a change, this is an opportunity to make the change, and the school won't document your records. They won't, say anything bad about you. They'll let it go, because most of it's kind of childish stuff anyway. So I went home and told my parents. Oof, that was a tough one. And a long story short, eventually I got into DePaul High School. Jimmy went to DePaul also, and I went to DePaul. And I went to DePaul for 3 years. So anyway, that's kind of how things went. And give you a sense of, a busy kid, really, in 8th grade, and then all of a sudden, not so busy, and actually got into trouble. And still played 3 sports and all that stuff, and still got into trouble. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Take care.